I can't do negative today. Positive vibes. Positive vibes.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
And I'm back, and I got a big finger mark right on my glasses. So I need to get that big finger mark off there. So let's go to video one. I call this section the team. Let's see what video one brings us. I think it's cash.
Gets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing does that star-spangled banner again wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Isn't that just absolutely the best way to start a show? You know, it's beautiful. If I could sing, I'd like her voice. I can't. Don't ask me to. Used to do lip syncing. My favorite thing, because not a sound came out of this mouth. I do not sing. My dad used to say to me, honey, I'm really sorry, but you couldn't carry a tune in a dump truck. Fact. Absolutely fact. That we leave it to stiletto. Robbie's liking that one. All right, let's go to video A. They talk about the storm, and we've got all sorts of storms all over the USA. Actually, all over the world, we got weird weather, so kind of guessing that they're messing around with it. But let's take a picture at this little video and see what they've got up their sleeves.
I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution. I will totally obliterate the deep state.
I will totally obliterate the deep state. I'm thinking he's going to totally obliterate the Congress tonight. You know, all those lefty loony. Gee, I feel like God's sending like a light across me. I need to move over here or something. Not sure where it's coming from. But I think he's going to obliterate the idiots tonight, and it's going to be priceless. Absolutely priceless. Uh-oh, stilettos in the house. Hang on to your butts, people. This is it. Yeah, countdown. Hey, girlfriend, how are you? Long time no talk. Only 3 or 4 times today. Anyway, so the storm is here. Don't you mess with our president. I'm telling you, he ain't going to put up with it. Watch out. You went through his wife's underwear drawer. I hope you are living somewhere far, 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 far away, like on another planet. And What, yeah, what are they? I don't know. Robbie, you're bad. Don't detract me. Oh my goodness. All right. Video. So, as you heard last week, Cash has a partner, and his name's Dan Bongino. And he's going to be joining, I think, around the 14th. Watch out, people. You want to talk about another team. That's why I called this section the team. Let's take a look at video 1C, Chris.
I got a call from the president, and he couldn't have been nicer. And obviously keep the contents of it between us, but I think you get the gist about what it was about. And kind of broke down a bit because it was, this is now real. So President Attorney General Bondi and now Director, gosh, that sounds good to say, FBI Director Kash Patel offered this role, a role I expressed an interest in. And ladies and gentlemen, I told you, you see, it's hard for me. I'm going to accept the role proudly as the Deputy Director, the number 2 spot at the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Deputy Director of the FBI. You know, you can tell a true patriot when they get choked up. He's giving up a very lucrative job. He's been a cop. He's been Secret Service. He's had so many incredible jobs in our government. And now to be the Deputy Director of the FBI, this is something that you can tell grabs him and just chokes him up, because he knows what this country is. He knows what it means to his family. And he, like President Trump said, the storm is upon us, and they're going to grab hold and never let go. So hang on to your hats, people. This is going to be a rocky ride. We also have somebody else that's joined the team. Again, we know this, but it bears repeating, because for the last 4 years, we had just garbage for news. We had nothing but the destruction of the United States, or 3 branches of governments. For those of you that don't know it, the judicial branch, the legislative branch, and the executive branch, of which is repeated in all 50 states. And somehow that just got all absolutely obliterated, destroyed, and almost put into the grave, but not quite, because Americans came through, because we said, it ain't happening, not on our watch. So let's take a look at Matt Gaetz, because he's joining the team. Video 1C, please, Chris. Yep, Matt Gaetz. If you look at the beginning of my show, these are all people that I spent time with. It wasn't just like, hi, can I take a picture with you? Dinner, sat there through, speeches, whatever, 1 day, half a day, 2 days, whatever it was, and got a picture with Matt Gaetz. Actually, he had just gotten married, and I think they had been married 6 days, and they were in New Hampshire, and his wife sat down and had dinner with my mom. And that was just super sweet. She's a doll, and he is too. And he is been tapped as special prosecutor by Kash Patel. Can you see that? Matt Gaetz, Dan Bongino, and Kash Patel. And then on top of it all is Pam Bondi. Holy smokes, people. Woo, 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 woo. I think, personally, in my opinion, they're going to need a brand new handcuff factory. They're going to need a handcuff factory, and they're going to need themselves some more airplanes to take everybody over to Gitmo. It's going to be busy, busy, busy. Yeah, maybe they should use some of the military planes. You know, the ones that our troops go in, not terribly comfortable, and there's like 400 of them in a plane. I mean, that's an awful lot of bad guys in there, but we could load it up with our military. How about it, Marines? Yeah, get them over there. This just gets so exciting. All these guys, and they're going to be fighting the bad guys. I mean, it's a wish come true. It's just one that gets better every day. This little video is just for fun, give you a little giggle. So let's, without further ado, let's take a little look at video D, golfing with cash. Yeah, you gotta have fun with this. You know what? I'd like to have a video that shows you where the heads go and what happens to them. You know? Bye-bye. See ya. Somewhere out into space. You know, like that giant cube that was in Superman? And they used to put the bad guys in that big floating square flat thing where the bad guys were, and they were sent into space forever. That would be kind of cool. Only problem is, I'm not 100% sure there really is outer space. I think our satellites are balloons on really, really, really long strings, except they're not strings. They're probably chains or whatever. I don't know what they'd use, but I don't know, 99.999% sure those are floating satellites. But, you know, oh, still out here she goes, get the cuffs, get the rope, bring the gallows. You're not kidding. It's way past time. But I want to see the military tribunals. I want to see the military prosecutors. I mean, I'm sure there's some proper words for it, so don't get on my back, anybody. If you know what those wordings are, titles, tell me. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's not civil barf garbage court that we're all dealing with here in the world, where they feel, they think, all these things. They don't follow common law, God's law, law of nature. I mean, go back and read, people. Where you don't go past that bar, that wooden little fence, that thing that separates you from all where the black robes are and all that weirdo law on that side. We stay on this side. Never put your hand on it, never cross over, because then you're on their side. But I mean, can you imagine that? Watching these military tribunals? There's not enough popcorn in the world, I'm just telling you. So stock up on moose tracks. I keep telling you, moose tracks. And it comes in dark chocolate and light chocolate, and couple beers, maybe a glass of wine, a few little cocktails. Because when it gets good and it gets to the big guys, you're not going to want to leave your seat. Just saying. All right, last in this section, this is just a picture, but I thought it just summed up the team perfectly. Team FAFO. You know what it means. I'm not going to say it out loud. Too many expenses past couple of weeks, so got to save it, got to keep the shows going. As you know, we're independent. Nobody tells us what to do. Stiletto and I, we tell them what to do. You don't tell us what to do. You don't tell me what to say. You don't tell me what shows I can do. You can't tell me what my guests are. Yeah. And she's 100 times worse than me, and I'm just like fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. I'm kind of like the little kitty cat there. Meow. And she's a tiger. But you know what? Put the two of us together. Don't screw with us. When we were on the radio together and boots on the ground and we started that stuff, they just looked at us like, who are these people? And then FAFO. That would have been a great saying way back then. Way back then. So what I'm going to do, Chris, is I'm going to, well, actually, I'm going to do the second part really quick and then go to the break and bring on Robbie, because this one's super short, because then we can do Ukraine together. All right, so let's go to video 2, and I call this Cracking the Code, Doge.
In Congress, we could have oversight. The problem is, for decades, as we know, we haven't been able to do that job well, because even though we requested the data and requested the insight, it was hidden. How many of you know that bureaucracy was not forthcoming, right? They're not transparent. That's the whole point. That's the problem. That's the deep state that we talk about. So they were hiding from Congress. We didn't know that USAID was funding drag shows in Peru or whatever, you know, transgender operas in Colombia or whatever, you know. I mean, it's madness. But Elon has cracked the code. He is now inside the agencies. He's created these algorithms that are constantly crawling through the data, and as he told me in his office, the data doesn't lie. We're going to be able to get the information. We're going to be able to transform the way the federal government works at the end of this, and that is a very exciting prospect. It is truly a revolutionary moment for the nation.
Transparency. So transparency for the left is this. You only get to peek for half a second. It ain't a veil. It's not, you know, it's only peeking every few seconds. So transparency, yes, please. And Elon, hello. If you're listening, could you please fix the algorithm for Justice for All and Street Talk with Stiletto, and just in general, Street Talk, Real Talk, because we are being squashed, you know, squashed like there's no tomorrow. So I'd really appreciate if you could fix the algorithm. So would all the people that follow us, because way back in the day, we were 7, 8, 10,000 when we first started, like over 10 years ago, in just a little AM radio. So yeah, we know it's way up there. And nobody owns us, but we would certainly appreciate helping. Thank you, Elon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much. All right, let's go to, it's so exciting. I believe this is a video, a little bit more Doge, because it just gets better every day.
When the truth comes out, when the truth comes out, you can run, but you know it's ending. At the bottom of the grave, you're digging out.
Okay, not once, but twice. So fun fact, left. Fun fact, progressives. Fun fact, nasty people. Obama started Doge first. He wrote it. He instigated it. It's his baby. And so, you know, Hiawatha and, you know, Tampon Tim and, oh, who else? All the other ones. Hakeem Jeffries. Excuse me, I a little something in my throat. And, oh, Chucky Schumer, and, oh, by the way, where's Poopy Pants? You know, the penguin. What happened to him? We haven't, think about it. Where is he? Poopy Pants the penguin's missing. But anyway, all of them, they were all part of Doge. And I love how the other day, Hiawatha does an interview and says, well, I sent a letter to Elon and I told him about Medicare Advantage. Did you now? And then we've got all the other idiots. Oh my God, they're cutting Social Security. They're cutting Medicare. They're cutting Medicaid. Here's the answer. Yes, we are. But to the illegals, the dead people, the people that shouldn't be on there, the people that never paid in, and the people that shouldn't be on there, period, end of discussion. But mostly the dead people, which is in the millions. Millions with a mummy, cutting them all out. So when they say they're cutting Social Security, they just forget the rest of the sentence conveniently that says who we're cutting and why. Otherwise, it's not being touched. And oh, excuse me, Elon, I have one more request. So could you please take all the pensions and all the money that the legislative branch and all the government workers, that all has to go to Social Security. That has to go to Medicare. You guys don't get your own special health care. You know, maybe the president or somebody like that. The rest of you know all your money goes into the big pot. And oh, Social Security and Medicare, those need to be out of the general fund as originally intended, making their own money. Just saying. So that would be my second request, darling. Thank you. I bottom of my heart. And I'm not being sarcastic. That needs to happen. All right. Some more fraud Doge. Let's take a look at that. To be or not to be. So just a picture. They're all losing their shit. They don't like Doge. Oh my God, Doge, Doge, Doge. So what does Elon, my darling, say? How about I be a fraud czar? Since they love the word czar, you know, the side that hates the Russians, and we're all in bed with the Russians, you know, we all love the Russians. Hey, go ride in the subways in Russia. It's like a freaking museum. Just saying, absolutely immaculate over there. Don't make more out of that than what it is. Just saying they take care of their infrastructure, unlike here. 2C, love this one. Let's take a peek at this. Dan Bongino again. In with the crowd. I'm telling you that when I think I found it like 2 o'clock in the morning, just scrolling through, and I went, oh God, this one's awesome. Sending it to Chris. Hopefully he doesn't keep his phone in his room while I'm stiletto and I at 2 and 3 in the morning. Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? We never sleep, like Robbie. We're just always awake. So, I mean, just absolutely, can you feel it tonight? 9 o'clock. 45-47s coming into your living room, and he's coming with a big fat paddle. Oh, I can't wait. Actually, I hope he comes like, I can't think of something that would be a lot louder than their little hand clappers and their woo woo woo. It'd just be funny. That, or he just crosses his arms and look at them like, get the wet jackets, get the white jackets. You know, kind of like Chris Sununu in New Hampshire did a few years ago. Thought he was so slick. Executive meeting. Took out 9 of my good friends, arrested them because they said amen. 3rd meeting we'd all been to. 3rd one I couldn't go to. Went to the first 2. And there he is. Oh, so slick. That's what he did to get the people arrested. There were more freaking state cops, and for anybody to get your pants in a twist, married to a cop for 34 years, so I'm allowed to call them a cop. Otherwise, you guys have to call them police officers. Just saying. I earned it. Yeah, that's how he got them. Such a brave little man. I said I'd behave. I am behaving. All right. But, tonight it's going to be after Trumpy's on 9 to 10, probably 10:30. I'm not sure how long you're going to go. I think Street Talk's going to do an impromptu chat afterwards. So keep your eyes open for X. And on Telegram, we'll put up a little comment, a little note, what we're going to do, because it's going to be worth talking about. I'm sure we'll probably be up till midnight. Last one in this section before I go to break and bring on Redcoat Robbie. You better be ready, people, mates, because he's going to be in the room. Last one, 2D, President Trump.
They asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. Listen, you mother, we're going to tax you 25%.
Not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible.
We finally beat Medicare. Well, he's right, he did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Everything woke turns to shit, okay? We build a road. They blow up the road. They blow up the school. We build another school. We build another road. They blow them up. We build again. In the meantime, we can't get a school built in Brooklyn. Yeah, the emergency I'm going to bring the country together. I'm going to bring it together. Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple that you're a nasty person. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're
This stuff is so good. This had better be saved for posterity because there's never been anything like it. Ever been anything like it. And President Trump, next time I see you, you owe the swear jar. And if not, I'm sick and stiletto on you. Just saying. Because two of us go after you, you're in deep doo-doo. But we were behaving. Came out of your mouth, not our mouths. All right, without further ado, let's go to a break. And when we come back, get ready. Redcoat Robbie is here. Take it away, Chris.
You know! And you know! Yeah, I know!
Oh, this is unbelievable. How long have you known?
Too long. Oh my God, Rach, I've been dying to talk to someone about this for so long!
Hello, Mr. Redcoat Robbie.
Morning, folks. How you doing?
Good. I'm just so thankful that you stay up to do my show. I appreciate it so much. What's it? 3 in the morning? 2 in the morning?
25 past 1.
25 past 1. Okay. Almost half past 1.
Yeah.
I love that you can come here. That little bit before the pre-break, that stiletto and me. She'll call me up and go, "Did you see that?" And I'll call her up and go, "Did you know that?" That reminded me that little Friends clip there is so much fun. So much fun. It's I just like how it's not pleasant, but how we can actually laugh and smile and mock.
Got to, otherwise you'd lose your mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I got a couple of videos and pictures that you sent me because we said last time that we would talk about gold.
Which pictures?
I'll put them up for you so I won't make you remember.
Oh, right. Oh, ones that you can put on. Oh, right. Fine. Gotcha. Not those other pictures. Okay.
I wouldn't do that. Well, do you remember 3 weeks ago at 4:06 and you were baking bread and, you know, I wouldn't do that to you. Absolutely. Not, pal.
The burns have got a lot better.
Let's take a quick peek at this video. When you come back, let's talk about it.
Okay.
He's expecting gold to hit $4,000 this year, $5,000 in 2026, which does what? If we get back not even to a historical ratio between gold and silver, if we get back to like 60 to 1, remember the historical ratio is about 20 to 1, right? And we're at 90 right now. It takes 90 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. We get to 60 when gold's at 3,000, that should put silver at $50 an ounce.
Well, folks, Dr. Elliott has an amazing update regarding the gold at Fort Knox that you don't want to miss.
So, okay, I'm thoroughly confused. Short trip, I'm willing to admit it. So, which is worth more, gold or silver? I mean, I'm really confused.
Historically, the ratio of how many, say, ounces of silver pay for, buy an ounce of gold from Egyptian times onwards has varied massively because it depends on who's got the most of what. So we've had quite a lot of events in history where we've had massive movements of silver and gold. A typical example is the Opium Wars. And I'll just have a little side note here. The only way, the Opium Wars.
Oh, gotcha. Opium Wars.
Opium, you know. Because the only way you can truly see what's going on is you have to detach yourself from the jingoistic kind of mind control brainwashing that they've given you about your own country. You've got to do this. You have to grow up with this thinking. I've had to do it, and I mean this with the most love in my heart. I've had to do this with the United Kingdom. And now I'm looking at our history going, wow, you scumbags. So it enables you to see what goes on. So during the Opium Wars, which is about 18th century, we basically forced the Chinese to take imports of opium to get their people addicted. And then we took payment in silver, solid silver. And we pretty much raped China of its silver. So then we were more silver backed. Then you had the 1871 war between France and Prussia, and the Prussians won. So they got all the French gold. So then we went on the gold standard, and it's monkeyed around like that. And I've got 59 different points from just looking at mainly the silver and gold, what goes on in this world. And it is mind blowing. So at the moment, there's a big disparity because they manipulate the price. The corrupt central bankers, they manipulate the price of gold and silver to keep them low. And they've been doing this for decades and decades and decades. It doesn't help that twice the American government has defaulted on its debts, 1933 and about 1973, and it causes all sorts of problems. But they've got different rules for different types of gold. You're like, gold's gold. You know, gold's gold. No, your reserve gold is only valued at $42.26 an ounce. And it's not changed a lot since Teddy Roosevelt went and ripped off the Americans in 1933, you know, the American public. So it's not, and I'm not yank bashing here because we did it ourselves. So at the moment, what you've got is you've got gold in three main reserves. You've got Denver, Colorado, you've got Fort Knox, is that Kentucky, and West Point. And it's all that gold is only valued at $42.26 an ounce. Well, we know it's just under $3,000 an ounce.
Correct.
Pete Besant said we are going to monetize America's assets. And that's the thing to watch out for. But the point is, Silver has far more industrial and practical uses than gold. And there's far less mineable, available silver out there. So that makes it, after a while, it makes it more valuable than gold. And that's where I believe is where we're going. Sorry for the long
No,
bar.
that's good. Everybody needs to understand this, and we keep giving it to everybody in bits and pieces so you can own it. You know, you can listen to these lectures and you're like, okay, and then you walk out and you know, have a cup of coffee and you're like, what did they say? This makes sense. You showed us the opium wars and where the silver came from, France and Prussia, and how they got the gold from France.
It's all about the wars. It's all about the wars.
It's always been, hasn't it?
It's all about the wars. Very interesting what's going on right now.
Oh, absolutely. Ukraine. We'll save that one. All right, here's a picture. If you could put B up, please, Chris, and we can talk while the picture's up. So I thought this one was just quite funny. We were trying to talk about what's really at Fort Knox. And for those that can't see, it's dozens and dozens and dozens of eggs because, you know, eggs are very expensive. Thanks, Chris. Really, really, really at Fort Knox is dozens and dozens of eggs. And, you know, they're worth their weight in gold, as they say. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm still waiting. I think I have a little video. I do have a video with Trump, which is next. Let's look at video C and what Trump has to say about Fort Knox.
And I'm going to do something. I'm actually going on this one. You know, all my life I've heard about Fort Knox. That's where the gold is kept, right? I heard Fort Knox. Oh, but you know, we're getting a little bit shaky. We're getting the yips on this stuff. Like, I want to find out. So we're going to open up the doors. I'm going to see if we have gold there. We want to find out. Did anybody steal the gold in Fort Knox? It's a pretty amazing place, but I'm going to actually go. We're going to open the doors. We're going to inspect Fort Knox. We want to make sure that we actually have, you know, 400 tons of gold or whatever the hell it is. It's a lot of gold. I don't want to open it and the cupboards are bare. Could happen.
Well, that's pretty telling. He hasn't been there yet. I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably has, but he's just not sharing it because that's the way it's.
There's a couple of reality checks on. Sorry, there's a couple of reality checks on that, and it's quite mind blowing, really. So, sorry, it's your show, darling.
No, it's okay. So I don't know if Elon Musk has actually been there or that they have been there, but they're waiting to announce whatever they found because it doesn't behoove them to say anything right now. I mean, do you think that's what's going on?
It's Fort Knox is irrelevant, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because say you and Dee and Carly all have a stock of eggs. All right, you're well known for having this massive stock of eggs. You've got 36,000 eggs between you. Okay. 36,000. All right, and you. Supposedly all of those eggs are actually divided into certain amounts registered to you and to Dee and to Carly. So you have to have a certain amount of eggs yourself. So if I come along and I go, show me your eggs, as opposed to your melons, show me your eggs, Jocelyn, and I count them and you've got 12,000 eggs. Great. And then I go to Dee's place to check that she's got 12,000 eggs, and before I get there, you've sent her shortfall because she's only got 7,000. You send 5,000 to her, so she's got 12,000 eggs. And then I go, that's good, and then I go to Carly. In the meantime, Carly's only short 2,000 eggs, but you sent 2,000 of your eggs to her, and then this is how insidious it is. Also, some of that gold could be someone else's. They borrow it, but it's on the books as theirs, but it's someone else's gold, and yet they've got it in their reserve. This is why you have to do a full audit. Full forensic audit.
At the same time, isn't that why you said, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Isn't that why you said the last show that I think you said a pile of gold was being sent out of Lloyd's, and it was being sent over slow boat over here.
No. No, not Lloyd's. Lloyd's is the marine people. No, it's London Bank of England. Their vaults, they are the biggest depository for the central banks. And historically, the flow of gold has gone from USA over that way. Well, not now. I mean, the last time we had a big load of gold go from the USA across to Europe was when the Germans and the French and everyone else in early 1970s said to America, we want our gold. And you had French warships in New York Harbor taken away. At that point, the USA had 18,000 tons of gold. And once they'd kind of settled up most of their debts, they had just over 8,000 tons of gold. And then America defaulted on it. But that was the last big move that way. Now it's all coming over. And it's like, why in such a hurry to get a lot of gold over? And a lot of this is actually on loan. Right. That's what I'm wondering based on what you were saying. What was the story, if you know? There was a story about there were tons and tons and tons at the Vatican of gold that they had from several countries. Was that true, or no, was that just a big old... What, big load of hopium, big load of Charlie Ward? Yeah. I don't know. You know, we all were like smoking on the hopium back in 2021, and we all got played in a lot of ways. Charlie Ward's just a lying grifter anyway. Yeah. It was really pushed by him. I don't know. And this is my position on everything. I don't know. So I'll give you an example. Anything someone tells me, I don't believe it unless I see the evidence for myself. Because I went looking into the Boston Tea Party, that thing that you're told about. And the reality is like, oh, really? Oh, really? Well, that's not what they tell you. And but our own history as well, what went on with our own history, I dig into it, I go, smells fishy. So I don't know. But bear in mind, the Vatican was a warring state. It's disgusting. It has wealth almost beyond imagining, and you've got to store that somewhere. You know, so it wouldn't surprise me. It would be totally understandable, because they weren't sacked during the Second World War by Hitler, because Hitler's such a bad man. Oh yeah, little moustache man, bad. Yeah, that's what happens when you go against the Rothschild banks. Anyway, enough of that. So they haven't got rates. They haven't had their wealth rates because they're protected, because they're a city state like City of London, Washington, D.C., and the Vatican City. So it wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. Okay. That's all I can say. I've got two balls and neither of them are crystal. I love it. I venture to guess they have treasures in whatever way that, you know, whether that's paintings or jewelry or books and whatever. I think they have billions, if not trillions, worth of treasure hidden out in that long tunnel that they have that we don't know has been protecting. The catacombs, yeah. That's what I think. You raise a good point there. Bear in mind, excuse me, I've had 2 days on Malayne and it's ripping my lungs out, so I'm having a clear out. The thing you have to bear in mind is a lot of the narcissistic people who have been grifting out of the system, they've got a lot invested in property, they've got a lot invested in stocks and shares, paintings, things like this, all of these things. Oh, they've got great value. You know what? When the financial system comes down, that stuff's absolutely worth cock all. And what actually is worth something is a whole load of eggs that you, Carly, and Dee have got squirreled away behind you. You know, it shows you what the real value is. And I love the fact that these sources of their wealth are actually looking to get trimmed out big time, because property price wipes out your wealth. Stocks and shares, that's all going soon. You stock market crash. And I like the way that, like a military operation, there's sources of funding, because you attack the logistics first. D-Day, they went and hit the bridges, the supply depots. You take away their sources of supply. And this is what's going on in Ukraine right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Just turned off the tap to Europe as well. That bunch of lunatics, it's wonderful what we're seeing. Sorry for talking so much. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Please do. I'm watching my time because I want to make sure that we squeeze every second into it. So we're going to go to a really fast pre-break. We're going to go to a break 2. And ladies, it's ladies' night. I found some goodies for you. And then we're going to jump into Ukraine. And I want you to hang in and we'll comment on each one as we go. How's that?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, works for me, Molly.
Right back.
1, 2, 3. Don't you know I lose control when you're not next to me?
I love that. You gotta teach me how to sing. But just loving her music, and I hope you ladies like that the little bit at the beginning. It just makes your heart flutter, and it's fun. The second one was totally for D. Doctor, I need to cancel my appointment. That would be the only reason you would go, because you don't need any refills, because after 25 years, all those of you people that have been taking all those medications for 25 years, have those refills cured you yet? Just saying. Anyway, but yeah, it's fun. I love finding these little videos. All of a sudden they'll show up a whole bunch in a row, so I quick send them to Chris. I promise you guys, I am looking for ones that have like really nice girls with puppies and birdies and kitty cats. Actually haven't found it at all. So without further ado, because I know we're all dying to see President Trump, and I just can't wait to see what he does to these idiots. This is going to be worth everything. But while I've got Robbie here, because he's over there on the pond, I want to know what he wants to say about Ukraine. Let's take a peek at, got a quick little short video on Ukraine. It's a little bit of a beat down. Again, makes you feel real good. Let's watch it and find out from Robbie afterwards if they saw the same thing. Thanks, Chris.
Excuse me, that was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
I watched that whole interview and my face was on the TV like this. That little PRICK pole dancer that has had, every time I look at him, he's like a pole dancer. Have you seen the latest one where he's doing like the Iranian women's dance? It's absolutely vile. And he's got what? 2 multi-million-dollar yachts, not lots, yachts, tons of mansions and stuff. What? And then he goes over, he gets his butt smacked, he gets kicked out of my house, our house, and he runs over to the UK. What the hell is the Prime Minister doing with him?
Well, Starmer is just another cheek of the same bum. That's the thing. He's a part of the deep state, the World Economic Forum puppetry that is driving this whole narrative. The thing you have to watch out for is don't get, when you have these things, you're like, ooh, it's all about him talking with Zelensky, in the Oval Office. I think JD Vance wanted to just pop over and just bitch slap him and say, right, shut up, you little twat, But the thing a lot of people seem to have missed, and it's been lost in this whole hubbub. I believe it's the Logan Act. I believe it's called the Logan Act. Yeah. Prior to him going to the Oval Office to see the president for that state meeting, he had a meeting with, was it Susan Rice? 3 scumbags. I believe that, and I'm pretty sure I think it's the Logan Act. That is a violation of. That
he met with,
is a large thing.
Remember, it was 6 or 7 people at the table, Democrats, absolute garbage, Schumer and the rest of them, and he should never have met with them at all. You're absolutely right. So
pre-briefing, yeah. Disgusting.
All right, let's take a look at 4A. 4A is just a picture, so you and I can talk. So again, here there the picture on the top is Zelensky, in his best dress. He was in khaki green, there with Joey B. And then in the picture underneath, he was in his black khakis, talking with Trump and Vance. I mean, thank you, Chris. Does this guy not own a suit? Because I did a search, and the only outfit the only time I saw him in a suit was with Klaus Schwab. What does that tell you? What is this little twat doing, running around the world? I mean, whether the person's with World Economic Forum, EU, whatever, LMNOP, QRS, who the HELL does he think he is, walking into the White House or any of these places in those god-awful clothes? Is he just that ignorant and stupid?
No, he has his part to play. I don't think he's very intelligent. Same as, Boris Johnson and all these tossers. They pick, look at George W. Bush. I mean, absolutely thick as a box of rocks. So they pick these idiots and buffoons, and then they play their part. So his part is to play the part of a statesman who's actually one of the people, even though he was using American tanks to shell his own people early on, in the Donbass and places like that. Because, he was using what was given to him. I ain't America bashing, they got British tanks as well, which didn't do too well there. So he's just playing his part. That's his outfit for what he's doing on the world stage. And I think he's very much losing the narrative both at home and abroad. Europe's cockle. I mean, look, without America, that was a beautiful thing. You take America out of NATO, and NATO's like, it's like NATO.
Yep, the flea.
It is. It is a flea on the arse of the world, and it's just insignificant. You just wallop it. It's nothing. They haven't got the funding because everything's just bankrupt, and it's beautiful. So this is what you do with military. You cut off the flow of weapons, cut off the flow of money. And then you can start watching what happens then. It's like putting the lights on, and then you can see the money trails. Look at Data Republican, that wonderful, wonderful woman. She's going to be watching some of this stuff with all the threads of who's talking to who, because they're and then where's the money, where's all this, the bioweapons labs there and everything else.
I love
Trump basically has thrown a big turd in the deep state swimming pool, and they're all like scrambling to do something about it. And
I love it.
And what they don't realize is in some ways it's just a big Hershey bar.
Absolutely. Let's 4B. I don't think it's a video. I think it's a picture.
Okay.
Throw that one up, Chris. Okay, it is a picture. So again, here we've got Zelensky, and I don't know where half the money went. I don't know this. I don't know that. $4.85 million villa in Egypt. He's got one in Florida. He's all over the place. I mean, this is a nobody. This is a pole dancer. This is some, hoochie cooch, tight wearing idiot that somehow became the president. He hasn't allowed any elections, but he's got a multi-million-dollar Egyptian, home. It's disgusting. And then we've got 4C. I think that's a picture as well, Chris. So here it's showing the money. So you've got the USAID paid Hollywood stars. So what happened was a whole bunch of Hollywood stars were paid to go to Ukraine and say, I went there. I've seen the destruction. You got Van Damme at $1.5 million, Ben Stiller at $4 million, Sean Penn at $5 million, Orlando Bloom $8 million, and Angelina Jolie $20 million to go take a picture. This is insane. Thanks, Chris. This is USAID money. This is American taxpayer money stolen from us to pay these absolute sexual pervert, pedophile, disgusting, there's not enough words for them, paying them our taxpayer money to go take a fake picture in Ukraine. Did you guys have any of that?
Let's not get lost in that, because that money's going. And a lot of people that actually support him and protect him in the Ukraine and elsewhere, they will be disappearing because their source of money's going. Like the mafia. If you stop the lower dons, if they don't support the upper one, then he's vulnerable. And it wouldn't surprise me if he gets whacked before too long. And then the mainstream whore media will go, what a hero, what a hero. And maybe the people will have done a Ceausescu on him, like they did in Romania, and just shut the bastard, And then you can actually have a groundswell of truth. Then you'll get the mothers and fathers talking about the sons' corpses they got back, which are missing organs. All of this, organs. Organ. Yeah, you can't harvest organs for transplant from a live body, from a dead body.
So it has to be
brain death. Brain death thing, that doesn't exist. Brain death is a nonsense. It's all a harvesting. And in Britain, one little thing, in Britain, you are opted in to organ donorship unless you opt out. Massive violation of your rights. Massive. You have your bodily autonomy. Anyway, sorry.
Oh my God. Well,
we're at 2:00.
We are. So I want to thank you so much. Sorry to keep it so kind of short and sweet, but I know you need to go to sleep, and I know I have a lot of people that want to watch President Trump, and of course he's the source of everything right now. So thank you, my friend. Stay safe. I hope you get over that cold, and I will see you, as we always do, in 2 weeks.
It's not a cold.
Sorry, cleaning out the.
There you go. It's the cure, not the disease. There is no such thing as a cold.
Right, detoxing. No.
God bless you and stay safe.
Okay,
thanks for what you do.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you. And that's Robbie, Robbie from the UK. Off he goes. And so without further ado, like I said, I'd keep us on time because it's so important. I'm going to take you through the outro. Enjoy. And Susan K., we might be doing an X Spaces after Trump? I think we are, but keep posted on Telegram. Dee and I will put something up if we go ahead. In the meanwhile, enjoy. Thank you for joining me. Share. Remember, we're independent. Nobody owns us. Nobody tells us what to do. If you can make a one-time donation, that'd be fabulous. Get mugged, because that's what we're all doing. Enjoy. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me. Thumbs up. See you after Trumpy.
All right, stop, collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, crush a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly, when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it, you better gain weight. You better hit bullseye, the kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it.
This executive order is the fuck around and find out order, also known as the FAFO. This order is for everyone who fucked around and will now find out.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts Kash Patel and Pam Bondi.
Welcome to the last and final Oscars in U.S. history. Y'all must be very proud of yourself. I bet you didn't expect us to be hosting. Now, if you will all take your seats while the bailiff locks the doors, we would like to read from our list. You're all under arrest.
This world is not meant for you. Run, boy, run. They're trying to catch you. Run, boy, run. Running is a victory. Run, boy, run. Beauty lies behind the hills. Run, boy, run. The sun will be guiding you. Run, boy, run. They're trying to stop you. Run, boy, run. This race is a prophecy. Run, boy, run. Break out from society.
We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So with American pride swelling in our hearts and American courage stirring in our souls, I say these words to you tonight. We will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit, you'll want to go home. Just never quit. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability, And they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up. So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you.